This is so good. And you just hopped off the plane from Dubai, girl. And it smells like me, the sense that like I feel Rihanna would wear. I just have to put some on right now, y'all. What is up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. And if you're new, my name is Lex. And today we will be jumping into my top favorite Middle Eastern scents of all time, y'all. If you have been a regular viewer and subscriber of mine, you guys know I have been reviewing Middle Eastern fragrances for the past few years, and I have tried quite a few, okay? So this list is full of bangers, things that I have gone through bottles of, things that I wear regularly, or some that are newer to my collection that I have just grown to love. So if you guys are interested in seeing what my personal favorite top Middle Eastern fragrance picks are, then let's go ahead and jump right into it. So I wanted to categorize these, y'all. While most of these are gourmands, okay, because I am a gourmand lover, I do have a few that are more feminine leaning, more floral, that have some fresh factors to them. So we're gonna start with my super girly, feminine, floral fragrances that I just absolutely love. Honestly, y'all, even though all of these are floral, they all have some sort of a sweet factor to them that makes them work perfectly for me. And I think all of these are amazing. This one's gonna be Club de Nuit Imperial. If you are not familiar with this one is a dupe for Delina Exclusive. Y'all, this is such a gorgeous fragrance. I was wearing this so much last spring and last summer. This just makes me feel like a beautiful woman. And if you're already familiar with the Delina or Delina Exclusive DNA, that is what you're getting here. The rose in here is, of course, that beautiful, sweet, kind of powdery, clean rose, but you're also getting that really creamy, warm vanilla, and this also has nutmeg. So this has an even sweeter profile, in my opinion. This is one that is definitely going to garner in the compliments, and I feel that way about mostly every fragrance in this video, but this is just beautiful. If you are looking for a perfect spring scent, a signature scent, or just something to make you feel very feminine and girly and whimsical, this is definitely one you should check out. The longevity is amazing. The performance on this is amazing. I just love this one. So for my floral girlies, definitely check out Club de Nuit Imperial. Next up on the list, we have Arabian Poudre. I don't know why I don't wear this one more often. I feel like since I've been reaching for my gourmands and my woody fragrances, I've kind of neglected this one, but this is for my girlies who love a fresh, clean, sweet type of scent with a very musky base. If you are not a lover of those scents that can lean kind of in the baby powder territory, do not check this out. But someone like myself that loves those slightly sweetened baby powder-esque type of scents, this is truly a dream to me, and another one that is a huge compliment magnet, y'all. This just smells like a mixture of clean baby powder mixed with marshmallows and musk. And I know that almost kind of sounds disgusting, but this was a love at first sniff for me. This is giving signature scent, but this is also giving something that you can layer with other things that's going to make them smell amazing. So this is something I would love to layer with something that is leaning a little bit too literal in the gourmand territory, because I feel like this is truly going to personalize the fragrance and make it smell more like a perfume. This is also a great after shower, going to bed scent if you're cuddling with your boo or whatever, or just something simple and clean to throw on. I just love this scent, y'all. And again, another one that makes me feel super feminine, light, fluffy, and airy, and definitely one you should check out if you love your clean, musky scents. Next in the floral category, we have Janoon Noir. This is a dupe for none other than Xerjoff's Dama Bianca. Ooh, y'all, this is another one that honestly reminds me of Arabian Poudre, but this opens up very citrusy and sweet. So there's kumquat in here. So you're getting this really refreshing, almost lime-like type of feel. And then as this dries down, you get that very powdery, sweet vanilla that smells very regal, very put together. This smells almost like old money in a way. It just smells like you have your life together. Another signature scent, office friendly, everyday vibes, job interview, if you're going to hang out with your family. This is also a great wedding scent, clean, ethereal, classy woman type of vibes. And I just absolutely love this one. Another compliment getter. I'm not going to keep saying that, y'all, because I feel like all of these get me a lot of compliments, but especially for those of you who want a more floral or fresh or clean type of scent that has a touch of sweetness in it. Oh, this is just so good, y'all, and I cannot wait to bust this one out this spring. Next on the list, we have Lattafa's Ladaaf. This is a more recent one to my collection. I picked this up sometime last fall, in which I will link all of the corresponding videos I can, you guys, to the full in-depth reviews on these scents. I'm going to try my best not to go super in-depth about scent notes and things like that, because I just want this to be a general overhaul of all of my faves that I've tried and that I've used. But whatever associated video, I will definitely have those linked in the cards and in the description box for you guys, as well as all the links to shop all of these items. This is inspired by one of my favorite fragrances ever that I would consider to be one of my signature scents, which is Mancera's Roses Vanille. This is basically a burst of a sweet, juicy lemon in the opening, which if you're not a lemon lover, okay, that does not last long. It immediately starts to settle into the creamiest, sweetest vanilla and rose combo with some caramel drizzled on top. Oh, this is so good, y'all. And this is perfect for the girl who does not want a floral that is straight up floral, but you also want some sweetness to it. Like, this is the perfect balance for me when I'm in the mood to smell womanly and feminine and just be in my soft girl energy. This is definitely one of those scents for me. This is giving date night. This is also giving a little bit of girl next door type of vibes as well. It's just subtly sweet, but it also dries down super vanillic and caramelly, and that rose still lingers throughout the scent. This is a great transitional scent as well that I feel like you can wear in any season because it's just perfectly balanced throughout, and it has a lot of different facets from both the gourmand territory, the fresh category, as well as the floral category, and this is just bomb. So also, I mean, get into the bottle, girl. Like, the bottle itself is amazing. And last, for the quote unquote floral category, which honestly, I do have a couple more in here that have some prominent floral notes, but they're leaning closer to the gourmand territory. But I would say this one is definitely still a nice mixture of the two. This is Lattafa's Angam. This was a hit for me as soon as I tried it, because I am a lover of the scent that this was inspired by, which is Burberry Goddess. I honestly find this to be a lot more smooth, a lot longer lasting, and overall just a better performing version of that scent. This truly smells classy, put together. Another signature scent worthy scent, y'all. Like, this is just so good. This is giving sweet perfume, but not in the way that is super gourmand or super floral. I feel like, again, it is perfectly balanced. You are getting almost like a sugared lavender and sugared ginger in the opening, which I am not a lavender girly. I do not like lavender. So for me to like a scent that has a prominent lavender note, it has to be good. Then you start to get this very subtle cacao in there that adds kind of this richness to it. And then of course the vanilla and the dry down, which I honestly feel like this mostly smells the same to me the entire duration of me wearing the scent. And I'm not mad at that at all. This scent has layers, but it's also very linear at the same time, I feel like, which with Burberry Goddess had to kind of enjoy it in stages. Whereas with Lattafa's Angam, you're already getting that sweet, and it's almost like there's praline in here or something. And it's just so good, y'all. This is another one that I've literally gotten chased down the street wearing this scent, like of a lady asking me what I was wearing. So this scent for sure, if you don't want to splurge on Burberry Goddess, please just pick this up, because this is, I feel, a little bit better performing, a little bit more balanced, and overall just a better wear. I truly love this. And this is definitely for my girls who want a perfume that can do it all, right? It can be date night, it can be every day, it can be going out. And this definitely hits all the marks for me. Now for this next category, y'all, we are going to jump into the scents that I feel like are getting closer to the gourmand territory, but they may have a more woody note. They may be a little more spicy. They may have some florals mixed in, and they're kind of a perfect mixture of the two. So the first one's gonna be Lattafa Nashit. This scent almost got decluttered, okay? This scent almost got decluttered. When I first tried this scent, it was a lot for me. It was a lot. It was very peppery and spicy in the opening, and very woody, and it smelled very masculine. But the one thing that I always say in all of my Middle Eastern fragrance videos, you guys, is some of these you truly have to spray them out and let them sit and fully develop in your collection. And that is truly what happened with this one, you guys. I feel like I bought this, I tried it, I was turned off completely, and like almost a year later tried it again. I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. This has a bunch of spices, a bunch of woody notes, and some sweetness in here, which I honestly don't feel like some of the sweet notes that I'm smelling are listed in here. This opens up very spicy, and this definitely gives me unisex vibes, but what makes this more feminine leaning to me is the dry down of this scent. Once that very spicy kind of peppery opening dries down, I start to get something in here that smells like a sweet citrus, a sweet lemon or something like that, and creamy vanilla. And it reminds me so much of Dolce & Gabbana's Devotion in the dry down, just a more heavy version, if that makes sense. Like, it has a little bit more layers. It's not as light and girly and playful as that one is. It's almost like a nighttime version of that scent. Another one that gets me so many compliments, you guys, and I truly love this scent in the dry down. So this is definitely one I did not love right off of the bat, but I have grown to love it and reach for it constantly these days. And if you are a lover of those sweet citrusy scents and you want something a little more bold and attention grabbing, definitely check this one out. Now next in the lineup, we have Lattafa's Serre. This one is newer to my collection, but I have spoken about about it in a couple of my recent videos, and it's quickly become a favorite of mine. The girlies have told me that this is inspired by Tom Ford's Vanilla Sex, I believe. I have not actually smelled that in person, so I cannot confirm or deny, but I'm pretty sure this is probably spot on because Lattafa just always hits it out of the park with all of their dupes and all of their inspired by fragrances. Like, I just feel like they cannot do any wrong. This is for my almond lovers, and you want an almond with a kick. This is rich, almost like an amaretto type of almond smell. So it's syrupy, sweet, rich, and decadent. And then you're getting the vanilla. And I personally smell a very sweet leather note, almost like a suede type of note, with some spices in there, like a cinnamon or a nutmeg. Like, this reminds me a lot of a fragrance that I'm going to talk about in the gourmand territory. They're very similar, but I feel like this one is definitely a little bit more perfume leaning because it does have that kind of leathery, woody note in there. And this just smells amazing, y'all. This smells niche. This smells very similar to scents like Rosendo Mateau's No. 5, YSL Baby Cat. Like, those are the scents that this kind of reminds me of, except this is definitely sweeter and overall just more enjoyable for me personally. And ooh, this is good. This is definitely a scent you can share with your partner. If you are a woman that wants something, again, more attention seeking, almost more unisex, and just smells more bold and not so cutesy and demure, this is definitely one you should check out. Next, we have Casa Blanca by Swiss Arabian. This is another one that was one of the very, very first Middle Eastern fragrances that I ever tried, that I ever hauled, and one that I was not sure about in the beginning. The first bottle of this, which this is my second bottle, by the way. My first bottle of this, when I first tried it, I was not impressed. It smelled like apples, grapes, and aftershave to me, and I was not a fan, but the beauty of this scent comes alive the longer you let it sit in your collection, because once you spray this a few times and give it some time to macerate, this becomes a beautiful caramelized apple with this really sexy, woody, musky dry down. And I absolutely love this scent. If you are a fan of the 7 Virtues Vanilla Woods and you don't like that kind of smoky smell that some people get, this is one you should check out. This is also very reminiscent to Goldfield and Banks Silky Woods, but I feel like this has a more prominent fruit note and does not have such a powdery vanilla dry down as that one. This one's definitely layered and has some more interesting notes. And another major compliment, Magna Girl. I know y'all are tired of me saying that, but all of these are bangers and are going to for sure get you some compliments. And this one has a special place in my heart because she's one of the first ones that I ever tried and still hits every time for me. Next on the list, we have Lattafa's Musamam White Intense. This one is a gorgeous scent, you guys. It's definitely going to be getting retoured this spring and summer. And this, strangely enough, reminds me a lot of Versace's Crystal Noir, but it's a lot more bright and youthful and has like a more fruity yellow floral vibe to it. This is so good, y'all. This is primarily a sandalwood fragrance. Once it dries down, it's very creamy and woody and rich. But this also opens up super fruity and citrusy. I want to say there's like mandarin or some type of bright, zesty fruit in the opening. And then there's some coconut. So it starts to get really, really creamy mixed with this really bright, youthful, playful yellow floral, which I want to say is ylang ylang. Like, that's kind of what it smells like. So it has kind of this tropical vibe. Like, anytime I smell ylang ylang and coconut together, it has this really warm, sunny feeling for me. So that's why I always associate this with like spring and summer specifically. But the sandalwood and the coconut, as well as I want to say there's ambroxan in here, it just gives this such a nice depth and layers, but it's also not super heavy as well. So this is definitely one I'm excited to keep on playing around with, and it smells absolutely amazing. Like, I loved this as soon as I smelled it. Very excited to bring her back out. Before we move into the gourmand territory, this one is going to be Lattafa's Her Confession. This is another one, y'all, I did not love straight off the bat, okay? But when I tell y'all, I have grown addicted to this scent overnight. This is inspired by another very, very expensive niche fragrance, which is Blanche Bette. This just smells like a chai tea or a chai milk with a very heavy dose of white floral. So it's almost like you have a bouquet of white flowers and you're dipping them in a bath of chai milk. Like, that is what this smells like. It is just warm, cozy, but also very feminine and sexy, alluring and mysterious. You have to like your creamy lactonic fragrances to enjoy this one, but if you are a lover of those types of scents like I am, this is just so sexy, y'all. This is so sexy, a head turner for sure. This is absolutely giving me date night, again, going out, or just something where you want to get noticed and you want to just feel warm, cozy, sweet, and sexy. These types of scents always remind me of scents that like I feel Rihanna would wear, because she just has this sex appeal without trying too hard and this mysterious air to her. And that's how I feel about this scent, and I absolutely love it. So I've been reaching for this one a lot this winter. I'm probably Not going to be wearing it as much once it starts to get hot outside, but I have thoroughly been enjoying this one and I will definitely be keeping her in the rotation. Of course, we're going to finish off with the gourmands. Now, I do have my top favorite Middle Eastern gourmand fragrances video, so I will link that video up top, but I just wanted to go ahead and collectively include my faves in this video as well, since this is a collective overhaul of all of my favorite Middle Eastern scents. And I feel like I've added a couple more in here that weren't possibly in the video. So anyways, let's go ahead and jump into it. One of my original favorites, one of the very first Middle Eastern fragrances that I tried, and that is going to be Al Rehab's Choco Musk. Y'all, this is my second or third bottle of this at this point, and this is nothing more than a creamy milk chocolate. I have always compared this to Van Cleef & Arpels Orchid Vanille because they have such a similar profile to me. I just feel like this has a heavier chocolate note, whereas Orchid Vanille has a heavier vanilla note, but this is the most creamy, delicious, milky chocolate scent. The fact that it's called Choco Musk, I would not even necessarily say this is the most musky scent, honestly. Mostly a literal milk chocolate fragrance to me, so you have to like your gourmands, but this layers so beautifully. This is one of my favorite layering scents, and another one that is so affordable, y'all. If you have not tried this and you love this scent DNA, girl, please get your hands on this because this is so inexpensive and it has decent longevity as well. The longer you let this sit in your collection, I feel that it tends to end up lasting longer, and the scent itself just smells and develops even better. So this will forever be a fave of mine. So if you want a creamy, delicious milk chocolate fragrance, definitely check out Choco Musk. Next on the list is another one of my beloved scents. This is Lattafa's Eclair, and this is inspired by one of my favorite niche fragrances, which is Bianco Latte, which I have emptied and repurchased. And had I come across this before I repurchased Bianco Latte, I probably would not have rebought it, because this, for me, especially now that I have had this bottle for a while, I feel like the money you would spend on Bianco Latte, you would get so much better of a value by picking up Eclair, because it lasts just as long as Bianco Latte and has the exact same scent DNA, where you are getting this rich caramel and honey mixed together. It's almost giving you like a toffee effect. Like I've always said, this reminds me of like the inside of a Heath bar. It's just thick and rich and creamy, and you're getting this really rich tonka and coumarin mixture. Like it just has a slight bit of spice and it's a little creamy and lactonic. Oh, this is just so good, y'all. This is so good. And another one that is going to make you literally smell edible. We're not a gourmand girly. The rest of these are not going to be for you, okay? But this one specifically, this is definitely for my gourmand lovers. And if you have not tried her yet, just cannot go wrong. And this is definitely in my top 5. Speaking of a literal gourmand, this is another one that she's fairly new to the collection, but this is straight up food in a bottle. This is Paris Corner's Tiramisu Speculoos. And this, y'all, is just butter cookies, okay? Like, I have no idea why they call this tiramisu. There is apparently a coffee note in here. I really just get this almost butterscotch-like caramel mixed with cookies, and that is what this smells like to me. This is sticky sweet. This almost puts me in the mindset of Sol de Janeiro's Cheirosa 71 with a more sticky sweet caramel toffee-like note, and it just smells so decadent and rich. This was a love at first sniff for me, y'all. And again, if you are not a straight up gourmand lover, this is definitely not for you, but I just have to put some on right now, y'all, because I just love this scent. It truly smells edible, and this is just one of my faves. Now, this one is a bit linear. This is not going to be super beast mode. It's also not the longest lasting. It's still fairly new in my collection, so I do want to see how it performs once I have it for like a few more months and see how it does. But I do feel like the performance is getting better the longer I have it in my collection, and I've just really been enjoying playing around with this one and layering it. Next one is going to be Royal Musk Caramel Toffee. This one, you guys, is definitely a sleeper. Like when I first tried this, it was not, again, the most long lasting. It was not the most projecting, and it's still not the most projecting scent, but I find that most of the time I love having scents that are more of a moderate projector because, number one, I deal with migraines, but I also love to have scents that I can layer with other things and create my own personalized fragrance, and this allows me to do that perfectly. This mixes two of my favorite notes in such a gorgeous, beautiful way. This has a true, literal caramel toffee type of note, so it reminds me a bit of Tiramisu Speculoos, but the musky dry down reminds me a bit of Anna Abied Poudre. So it's like a sweet, powdery gourmand, and those are literally my absolute favorite type of scents. Like if I could come up with my own fragrance, it would be something that is gourmand, that is creamy, powdery, and musky. Like those types of scents just do something for me that almost have kind of like that marshmallowy effect. That is what this gives me, but a more caramelized, toffee forward version. This just smells so good, y'all. And it smells like me. This is a comforting scent to me. And it smells like something that I could, again, like I said, layer or wear by itself, wear out during the day. I also have worn this a few times to like my Pilates classes, and people have told me that I smell amazing. So yeah, this is caramel and toffee done in a way that's still light and fluffy and airy. I absolutely love this. I could tell from the dent that she has been getting worn quite a bit. And since we're on the category of light, fluffy, airy gourmands, the next one is going to be Kissa Delicious, again by Paris Corner. This one, y'all, took me by a pleasant surprise because I was not expecting to love this one as much as I do. Girl, I'm just putting all my faves on right now. Mixes a few aspects of a few different fragrances for me. It definitely kind of gives me that same creamy milk chocolate note that is in Choco Musk. This takes that very whimsical, powdery sweet marshmallow and vanilla that I found in the Anna Abied Poudre. So sweet, creamy, powdery, slightly musky gourmands that just work beautifully for me for both layering as well as just wearing on their own. And this just smells so good, y'all. Another one that is whimsical, fluffy, airy. This is just a perfectly done scent to me, in which you can reach for it every day, or you can use it to top off any of your other scents, and it'll add the perfect touch of creamy, sweet milk chocolate fluffiness mixed with some marshmallows. And I just absolutely love this one. This Kamra Kawa, girl, she is the complete opposite of Kissa Delicious, because this one to me is absolutely a room filler, a rich, decadent, syrupy, sweet coffee dates. Like, this has so many sexy layers. And while I equally love the OG Kamra, and that was very close to being included in this video, I find that the coffee note that has been added to the Kawa really makes this smell exotic and expensive. And this just smells like you just hopped off the plane from Dubai, girl. Like, this is giving true luxury niche fragrance for a quarter of the price. So many people have said that this is inspired by Angel Share, and it's definitely in the same family as Angel Share. This is its own concoction, truly. And the addition of the coffee note in here really does something for me and makes this almost a bit more sweet than the OG to me. But I own both and really thoroughly enjoy both of them. I just found that this one has quickly climbed up the charts to be one of my faves. Amazing performance. This is definitely a showstopper, a date night, or something where you really want to grab the attention of the room. Kamra Kawa is one that I'm trying to get my last few wears of throughout the winter season, because once it starts to warm up, I'm probably not going to be wearing her as much, but needless to say, I love this scent and it's definitely a banger. All right, y'all. Now I had to end this video with one of my faves. This is another one that I have gone through multiple bottles of. Truly in my top 5. This is going to be Lattafa's Nebras. And most of the girlies know, but if you don't, this is inspired by Billie Eilish. But I have always said that there is a very sharp metallic note in Eilish that I don't completely love. And I feel like this takes that note out, opens up with something almost kind of a peppermint patty, which don't let that steer you away, because while there is chocolate in here, I feel like the kind of minty factor goes away, and this opens up with really, really sweet, juicy berries and sugar. And then you start to get this gorgeous cacao note, and it also has some rose in here, some other florals, and of course the vanilla in the dry down. But this is like a really sweet, spicy vanilla with berries, with some fruit in there, some rose. Like, it just smells so good, y'all. And while I will say this is mostly gourmand, I feel like the addition of the rose and the spices in here really make this a more wearable perfume like gourmand. And I really, really enjoy this one. I've gone through multiple bottles of this, like I said, so this is clearly a favorite. This is great for every day. This is also one that I have really enjoyed layering with to go out, because it adds sweetness to my more expensive smelling scents without cheapening it and without making it smell too foodie or making it smell too immature. Like, this has a lot of layers and I really, really enjoy this. So if you have tried Eilish and you found that the opening was too metallic or too sharp, but you like the dry down, definitely check out Nebras, because I feel like this is basically Eilish done right. All right, you guys, that is it for my top favorite Middle Eastern fragrances of all time. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, definitely do not forget to, number 1, subscribe if you're not, and also leave me a comment below which ones are your faves, which ones do you think I should try if I have not already, and which ones you are looking forward to trying from this list. But that is it for today's video, you guys, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.